Hi friends, it's Molly with Soul School Spiritual Guidance and Healing, Soul School Spiritual for short. I'm so glad to be here with you guys today. So I'm burning some pine right here, just kind of cleansing the space, getting into the energy. So before I get started, I just want to give you guys my general disclaimers when it comes to readings. Always use your discretion. Don't take home a message if it's not for you. Definitely take home a message if it helps you to gain some compassion for somebody in your life and what they might be going through. The other disclaimer that I like to include is that your free will is the best predictor of your future. I am not here to tell you what is going to happen in your life. I'm just going to talk about the energies that are present in the collective and then what it is, what can you do about it, right? I definitely know I don't even know what the full message is, okay? But I definitely know that the answer to our question, what do I do about it, by the end of this reading, is going to be related to the throat chakra, okay? So this is going to be either speaking a truth, maybe journaling to help process something, possibly something that lately I've been understanding really falls within the realm of our throat chakra is our self-talk, right? The narrative that you create around the things that happen in your life, or the lines, the script that you repeat that you were conditioned at a very young age to internalize as your own narrative, okay? So it is a Monday. Monday is it's ruled by the moon, and so today's topic is emotions. It's everything moon related, emotions, the psychic space. Freddie came to say hi, and how we can transmute that. So today, the topic of today's reading is emotional transmutation. Now, before I sit down and I read, I go to my decks and I'm like, hey guys, who's coming out today? And today we had quite a few decks and I want to show you what they all have in common. Look at all that blue. Look at all that blue. That's what points me towards the throat chakra as the solution for whatever our issue is. And it also really represents the energy that I'm feeling when I tap into the collective emotional body right now it's very blue. It's just, there's some sadness. There's some sadness that might not make sense, right? And for that reason, the fact that it quote unquote doesn't make sense is almost like what is preventing us from really hearing it out. Okay. Okay, let's talk about the seal. Baby, I love you, but it's gonna be hard to do if you on my lap the whole time. So, alrighty. I've got, by the way, thank you guys once again. I think I already said that, but thank you for being here for me. This is the Magical Menagerie. It's another deck that came out that kind of volunteered for tribute today. And as I was shuffling, I ended up here on the seal. Now, each of these mythical animals on these cards is accompanied by one or more elements. So while we do have all four elements here, this seal card that's stepping forward today is very much a watery element. So this is very emotional. If you guys are feeling some kind of sadness, some kind of loss, that's who I'm talking to today. All right. So upright, the seal represents dreams, creativity, things that we often associate with the moon card in the tarot, which is, what was I going to say? The moon card is ruled by Pisces, all right, which is dreams, okay? Reversed, the seal card has to do with nightmares, preoccupation, loss. That preoccupation and loss, and this is probably very likely something that is trying to work itself out in the dream state, okay? Now they want me to go ahead and transition into kind of what I've been downloading and channeling about what emotions are, okay? What I can say about that to kind of help get this message through. And some of this was kind of sparked by rereading a book that I read several years ago called A General Theory of Love. And basically it's several neuroscientists, I believe, that got together and were like, you know what? We actually need to write a better narrative, a better scientific narrative about what emotions are and where they come from. Okay. And doing that kind of like confirmed this thing that I've been working out in my own mind and doing my own work for a while, that basically what emotions are, it's your in my mind. Okay, this is not what the authors are saying, but the authors are not saying anything that goes against this theory, right? The way that I interpret what emotions are is that it's your subconscious mind is communicating to you through your body. Okay? It doesn't have any other way, right? So the dream space, we can help to observe, or it helps us, we're able to observe and perceive pieces of our subconscious mind when we are there in the dream state, right? And I've talked in the past about dream work. How do you go in and get to that subconscious space and begin to like make an impression there, right? And that's a lot of work, right? But let's flip that. How would your subconscious mind get a message across to you? That's what I think emotions are for, okay? They evolved like as a survival mechanism, right? For mammals and other species. Emotions have a purpose, all right? And I think we've a lot of us have been raised and conditioned and cultured in a society that wants to discount those emotions. Okay, so there's some of that still running in your subconscious loop somewhere. Well, emotions don't mean anything. Baby, they do. Like your subconscious mind is trying to talk to you, right? So why do some emotions seem to just kind of like move through us? I don't know why, you guys. This is the thought that's going through my head right now. It's kind of annoying to me when people just define emotions as, oh, it's just energy and motion. Well, like, yeah, but like what kind of energy? Like what's really, really going on there? Okay? It's a message that's being sent, that's being relayed to you. And if your conscious mind isn't picking up the message, and maybe like changing the way you move based on that message, the message will keep getting sent. So if you got a sadness, if you got a loneliness, if you got a something within you, a sense of loss, I really feel is significant. And you thought you'd move through it, but every now and then you have another dream about it, or you find yourself crying about it, like something, you know what I mean? It hasn't gone away. Mentally, logically, you thought that you had sorted through that. But if that emotion keeps popping up, it says to me that the subconscious mind knows something that you do not, which it knows a lot of things that we don't, okay? And how does it get us to pay attention to some of that information that's holding on to? It sends it through the body as emotion, right? My belly rumbling, but that's okay. That's okay. We're going to eat as soon as we get done with this. So let me tell you a little bit more about the seal. All right. This is basically like Celtic folklore on the seal. And the most common reference to seals in folklore tells how they emerge from the deep and come ashore to mate with humans. All right. There's something about those of you who are like sitting here 9 minutes in feeling like this message is for you. There's something about you that's not the same as most people that you meet. And you're aware of that. You're aware of your differentness. And your differentness is a really beautiful freaking thing. But in your interactions with other people, it can often lead to like feelings of rejection, abandonment, things like that, okay? But that's a symbolic. The fact that the seal comes out of the ocean to mate with humans, right? You're not like everybody else, all right? And there's nothing wrong with you, okay? I feel like I'm talking to a group of people who are just highly sensitive people. When you get hurt, things hurt, okay? Anyways, in order to do this, to like mate with the people, the seals have to shed their skins and take on human form. Let me see, where's the part that I'm thinking of. The dilemma of the seal in human form is desire to live both in sea and on the land. The feeling of loss, this is where it's coming to, all right? Reverse seal can simply imply confusion resulting from a lack of communication and even an absence of dream message. Maybe you guys are getting dream messages you don't understand. Maybe you might be going into sleep expecting, like being like, help, like, hey, dream state, can you help me understand my current scenario, and like not getting them, okay? And you might be feeling really disconnected from the unconscious realm. Why do I feel, and I'll come back to that, why do I feel like when I first saw this card, I was like, oh yeah, the story of the seal. I feel like there is a story of loss. Like, I'm not seeing it in this text, but I feel like there's some sort of story of, I'm just going to channel you the story of a seal emerging from the sea, taking on human form. For some reason, I have an image in my mind of them leaving like their seal skin, like their seal costume, like on the shore, going about your human business, and then you come back to re-enter the ocean and your seal skin is gone. Okay. So spirit is guiding me on that particular message. Some of you, I know this is real for me. Some of you guys may have taken a step back from the inner work, from exploring consciousness and just like all of it, right? Because there was human business to attend to. Okay. And then when you're like, okay, I'm going to get back on the path of ascension. I'm going to go do the things. Like you can't just switch right back into a seal. It's harder for you to re-enter the ocean, okay? And the ocean to me really right now is very much symbolizing like broader consciousness, okay? Those of us who are psychonauts, if you will, explorers of the realm of consciousness as a whole, that's who the seals are, I believe, okay? So you had to do something where you had to dress up like a human and take care of some human business. And when you were ready to go back into the water, something was missing, okay? There's a disconnection. You're like, you used to be able to just like lay down in astral travel, and now you're like maybe not tapping in the ways that you used to, okay? So there's an emotional blockage here that wants to speak to us, I suppose. So, pardon me. That was all just pre-message. That was pre-reading message. I do feel really called to go ahead and speak again my prayer to call in divine energies of love and light. Archangels, ancestors, allies, and guides, thank you so much for coming into this space and helping me to channel a message of healing and a message of emotional alchemy for my collective today, for my seal collective today. Say thank you. Experience the joy of acknowledging others. All right, I'm going to be real. It feels like what the loss, the sadness that's happening here is actually a longing for things that you intentionally left behind. Okay? All right? Just because she's so protected in this orb. I don't know why. Like, it looks to me, you guys see that? Okay? I think it's just like it looks almost like stone, just like a frame around this person. Experience the joy of acknowledging others, okay? Acknowledge yourself, first of all, is a message that's coming through, all right? Acknowledge the successes. Acknowledge that you have successfully distanced yourself from, you stop putting energy into certain situations that were just like energetically anchoring you, right? Like you're all trying to work on your vibration, and there were certain things that were very close to your heart that you realized were kind of sinking that vibration, right? Some of you guys you just started enforcing more boundaries. You started being more selective about the spaces that you enter and the type of things that you will entertain within relationships, all right? The message that's coming through right now is don't forget that while you may be experiencing some sadness and loneliness, like this is actually a victory in a big way, that you've left certain things behind, okay? Be grateful for those experiences because they did teach you so much about yourself, all right? We also have intent, okay? Look how just very closed off and guarded this person is. We've got the frame, we've got the wings kind of wrapping around her. We've got the arms kind of closed up like that, all right? I feel like this is the energy that you're in, okay? As you reach for the ocean. As like you became a human, left your little sealskin on the shore to walk around and get something done. And I feel like, okay, for some of you guys, what you experienced was, okay, I just have to explain it that way because I don't really have any other words for it. Sometimes in my energetic body, I feel almost like my aura is like a barometer, okay? You know, you can kind of like feel air pressure like before it rains and stuff like that. I feel that happening in my aura right now, okay? And sometimes it happens when somebody who's in a very high frequency kind of place, love and light kind of stuff, has to walk into and through and exist within a space that is much denser and heavier, a lot less love and light, a lot more like fear-based mentality, okay? So imagine being like almost like a light being, right? Because that's when we evolve, when we move through the densities, we are less physical and more light. Okay, so imagine that and being just kind of like, I almost feel like I'm walking through quicksand, right? Like walking through it. Or imagine like an intense humidity. What it would be like to live in that, right? It's just like all this kind of like pressure and stuff like that. That's what we felt. Okay, as we were like, oh, I got to go do my human stuff, right? That's what has led to this posture that's very, very closed off. And we turn around and we want to go back into the ocean. That's what this feels like, okay? Just because this is so expansive. Like she's not even, like this girl's got long sleeves on. She's not even like wearing her top, right? You got planets right there. Look how open. There's so many places you can go in any direction from here. And this one, no, you can't move. You're not going anywhere. You have almost blanketed yourself or shielded yourself in some way. Your energy has become more closed off than you have realized. Okay, so let's really get down to, like I said, what's going on emotionally there. These are my William Shakespeare playing cards. Lord, what fools these mortals be. That's a voice that's coming from the ocean, okay? Lord, what fools these mortals be. This is spoken by Puck in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Puck is a fairy. Okay, and they're like watching this human drama unfold that he kind of started, and it's just like, oh my gosh, look at this craziness, look at this. It's almost like if you could be a fourth dimensional being looking into three-dimensional or three density reality. Like there's a lot of things that go on there that don't seem to make a lot of sense. Okay, vice versa. Okay, when you're walking through the human world, standing on human business, there's a lot that we forget about that state of higher vibration. Okay, all right, meaning there will be a moment in the future when you can look back at this and be like, I was being a silly mortal. I was just being silly mortal. That's all I was doing. I couldn't find my seal skin and get back into the ocean. All right. It is also a 7 of Wands, which is a blocking energy. Okay, let's do one more. Yeah, you guys, this is going to be a long reading. I don't apologize for it. We're only 20 minutes in and just getting started. This is the Queen of Wands. Okay. Okay. There's a big quote. It's from As You Like It. For your brother and sister no sooner met, blah, 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 blah. What's important in this that wants to come through? But they asked one another the reason. No sooner knew the reason, but they sought the remedy. Okay? Okay? So it's just one of those things. As soon as you see it, you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was thinking of it that way. It's going to be very easy to resolve. Like I said, let's go back to what I said at the beginning. Blue is very important. The throat chakra is very, very important. Okay? So that is going to be the remedy. You're going to say something, you're going to write, you're going to journal, you're going to get it out, or you're going to actually maybe have a conversation with yourself about a particular narrative that has been playing out. And I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys a personal experience that I've been going through. Okay? So like vulnerability moment here. But that's okay, because I feel like that is essential to the way in which I'm guided to share messages, is really by relaying my personal experience. He wants to talk. She wants to talk, okay? That's a Hierophant in the star. We're going to come back to them. Basically, in the work that I've been doing to kind of like, I guess, like heal some of the loneliness, some of the mourning, some of the loss that I'm feeling for the things that I had to distance myself from. There's just like a really solid feeling of like loneliness, like really, really persistent. And it would get me like so sad. And I had to stop and like break it down and be like, what's really, really going on here? And what I kind of realized was that for much of my life, like I had been conditioned to believe that loneliness is caused by and only by abandonment. So even though I was the one who abandoned particular situations, it's like my subconscious patterning, right? That's what the message that my subconscious mind was trying to get through to me. It was like, I feel like this just feels a lot like abandonment. And I'd be like, nah, baby doll, this is a choice. This is a choice that we had to make for ourselves, all right? Let's talk about this. We have the Hierophant, the Star, and the Two of Wands. Okay? Once again, because they want me to rearrange it, and we end up getting two very different figures. I'm going to go ahead. Interesting. Very interesting. Because they're having me move these around. So that the Star and the Intent card, look at it. Naked. Okay? Look, you've got multiple planets. Like, look at how similar these two scenes are. All right. Okay. I kind of feel like I know where we're going, but let me get the words out. This is exciting. Okay. I get it. So star represents spirituality. Okay. The psychonautism, okay? The ability and desire and practice of exploring consciousness as the ocean that it is, okay? This is one path that's in front of you right now, okay? The other path, and this is where I'm really feeling like the third density terrestrial. There are boundaries, there are rules, there's dogma. This is the Hierophant. This is a different way of practicing spirituality. And this is a way of practicing spirituality that has a lot of rules, a lot of rituals, a lot of do's and don'ts. Some people would call that religion. Okay? Versus spirituality. Okay? And to me, historically speaking, one big difference between religion and spirituality is that religion has mediators. They have people who are there to help mediate your relationship to the divine, right? Versus, actually, I am divine. We are all divine. We're here in the ocean of divinity. Okay? And what's showing up in between the two of those is the Two of Wands. Okay? So this is a decision to make. All right? This is a decision. Which path is calling you forward right now? And what does this have to do with our emotional state? Okay? Bianco Nero is coming out to talk to me about it. And look who doesn't want to come out. Look who doesn't want to come out. It's a Five of Cups. This is the energy that greeted me when I first tapped into like this reading. This is the sadness. This is the loss. This is the looking around at the cups that have spilled. You probably forgot that there's actually 2 cups here that still have water in them. Okay? What happened? What happened? For some of you guys, and this is just coming through right now, what happened is when you went into the ocean, when you went into like, okay, you guys, let's be real. I'm not talking about the last 6 months, the last year, okay? Let's talk about this whole path of ascension that the planet has been on, the way that that has infected you on an individual level. We're talking about like the last 4 or 5, 6, 7 years, okay? There's a King of Pentacles. That's somebody who's very, very grounded in the material reality, okay? At some point in time, you guys jumped on this journey, the ascension journey. Started questioning what's out there, what's real, what you believe. And for some of you, for a lot of us, all you want is somebody that you can be in that space with. Somebody you can have like those kind of conversations with. Somebody that you can build a healthy relationship with, friendship or otherwise, because they're just as focused on the quote unquote work, just mindfulness, right? And evolution and growth as you are. And you've not found that. And that's very, very, that's sad and that's lonely, okay? For some of you guys, there was a particular person that you wanted to bring back with you into that spirituality, into your ascension, right? Like when you go back into your like cave with the crystals and, you know, astral travel and all that good stuff. There's somebody who you really wanted to bring back into the ocean with you. And they can't go. They can't go. It's not that your suit's not there. It's that you don't, you only have one. You only have one suit. Okay? Everybody's on their own path. Okay? And sometimes that's really, really sad because we have people in our lives, Ace of Cups reversed. It's hard. It's a sad. It's a great big sad. Okay? There are certain people in our lives, they're just not going to be ready to go back into the ocean with you when you are. That doesn't mean you'll never see them there. We have the Emperor reversed, and we have the Six of Cups reversed, okay? What this is really, really feeling like, ooh, okay, I'm feeling it. And this may have to do with an individual who is masculine presenting or otherwise very much in their masculine energy. This is somebody that is very earthy. You have a couple bulls right there, so it could be very Taurus-like. Taurus is also the ruler of the Hierophant. Okay. So it's almost like this dichotomy is showing up between this very, very earthy energy, very logical, very like human centered, versus this other reality that's very immaterial, okay? That is like pure consciousness. Okay. And love and gratitude and unity and all the other things you get to swim around when you're in those waters. All right. Um, what is this? Yeah, angry, this person. I just feel like they have a lot of rules. They're like, you need to take your shoes off before you come in here. Don't hold that like that. Like who turned the heat up? Right? He is upright. So he's somebody who is, I think at least has good intentions, but somebody who really, really feels like rules and structure and their version of that is important. Okay. This is somebody who's, there's the need for structure. Like that's just the system under which I work best. And then there's the imposition of that structure onto other people, other things, other environments. Okay. It might not have even been a person that you distance yourself from. This could be a job. This could be like just groups of people that you used to surround yourself with that became just like too, I don't know how to say, dogmatic, controlling. And that led to the inability for you to really feel good in their presence. Okay? Because the Six of Cups is like that childlike camaraderie. When you're a kid, you just walk up to other kids, you want to be best friends? Yes, right now, let's do that. Okay, like that kind of energy. The energy that you would have had with this person or situation would have been like one that your inner child shut up for. Okay, and then like somebody's voice got a little too loud, and your inner child ran away, is hiding under the covers. Okay, and I don't blame you. That's a survival mechanism that was developed to save us from certain situations that we're no longer facing. So that might not be the survival mechanism that's most useful to us now, okay? Because I feel like this emperor, this like, Okay, let's look at this. You see how this guy's holding his little scepter? That scepter represents like dominion over land. I'm just letting you know. That's what I learned. When you look back at like early modern portraiture of monarchs, okay, they're holding that. This guy's kind of got it like resting in his lap. This guy is wielding it. Okay? So somebody who maybe used their power or their need for structure became an imposition of structure into your life. And that really shut down. It really shut down the inner child inside. Okay? And I feel like I'm speaking to a collective who worked for a really, really long time to be able to create a good relationship with their inner child. Okay? Because there have been times in the past where we've abandoned that inner child. We didn't see them. We didn't hear them. We weren't open to their messages to us. Okay? So when you have that kind of relationship with an aspect of yourself over the course of several years, it takes time. It's just like a child, a real child, because it's yours. It's your inner child. Okay? So I feel like I'm really speaking to a collective that has built a relationship with their inner child. And then they walked themselves into a situation where it was like, I gotta get you out of here. I gotta get you out of here because I realize this is not a safe space for you. And this is the sadness. Okay? The loss. Okay, I get it. Boom. Thank you, Spirit. So the loss of a particular relationship that provided a space for your inner child is being interpreted as like a rejection of that inner child, right? It's like, how do I say this? You're in a situation in which you are allowing yourself to be guided by that inner child, by that just innocent joy. Oh my God, of connecting with other people, experience the joy of acknowledging others. And then something happened that really, it was triggering. It was triggering. It was triggering. And you just, I almost feel like you cannot face that person or situation again. Okay? You did the right thing. If your inner child is feeling threatened in this space, okay. I feel like I'm speaking to a collective. You worked really, really, really very long time to be able to incorporate your inner child into your daily life, to allow them to have a say. And they were playing on the playground, having a great time, and then just like, boom, you are like, it felt punishing. Whatever happened, it felt punishing. We can't let that be a part of our narrative though. Okay? Because whoever this emperor is, he's out doing what he feels like he needs to do in the world. All right? Because remember, he was reversed. He's emperoring a little too much. So this sort of like dominance came out. It's not about you, baby doll. It's not about you. Okay? And we are collectively talking to your inner child now. We're talking to my inner child. Baby, you did not do anything wrong. You did not do anything to cause that person's outburst or that person's aggression, whatever it is. But it was like scary. And you did the right thing by kind of like shuttling your inner child away, being like, you know what, we're going to go heal. We're going to go heal. And I feel like this is what happened while you were here on the planet, while you were here in your human suit, doing your human business. Okay? You went through a period of deep healing, exploration, expansion. And then you're like, well, at some point in time, I gotta go do my human stuff. I gotta go deal with some human business. Okay? And while you were dealing with human business, oh my God, don't do that, but it's true. Now I'm gonna cry. Like, we have children that are scared to go to school these days. Can you imagine? Okay, so they just gave me that sense of like being very, very, very small and being like, this is the greatest. I love school. And then something traumatizing like that happening to where you're like, I don't ever want to go to school again. Okay, that's a dramatic metaphor, but that's the metaphor that came through. All right. You thought you had found a space where you could be free, where you could be playful, you could be creative, you could be yourself. And something scary happened. All right. So let's go now to the advice. We already know it's going to be related to our throat chakra. And I also really kind of want to tie it back to these two paths that we have. Oh my gosh, I get it. You've got to, you have to allow your inner child back into that place where it once was. Remember at the beginning when I was saying it just really felt like whatever this wound is, you're having a hard time justifying your need to heal it. Because it's not you that got hurt, it's that inner child. Okay? It's that inner child. This is the Sacred Destiny Oracle. And I do feel like we're wrapping this up now. Security. Ugh, don't we need it? I understand. Okay. All right. This, wow. Do you remember how, like, when I had this, I'm going to pick them back up for you. This Hierophant card, very earthy energy, very, like, third density, but just very, like, earthy and rigid, right? Versus the energy that we got out of this star card that is just so vast and expansive. Look what's showing in this card here. Here's the cave, here's the earth, here's the 3D, practical, solid reality. And there are the stars, baby doll. There are the stars, okay? What this is saying to you is it's not about living in one place or the other, okay? You will be moving back and forth, okay, between the earth and the ocean, between your human form and your seal form. Like that's almost kind of like the goal, is you get to the point where you can just weave in and out of those experiences of reality. But right now you are working on building a structure for yourself that is not oppressive. Okay? Something about being grounded, something about being in the cave. Like this is what, like, I can feel how warm this is. I can feel how warm this is. And I feel like there's this petroglyph represents some sort of like knowledge. There's more to be learned here. Okay? Don't be so eager to flee from the place that you're in, emotionally speaking. Okay? There are messages for you to pick up there, for sure. But always have your eyes on the stars. Always have your eyes on the stars. Okay? Okay. The advice is to talk to your child self and invite them into the dream space with you. Okay? If you've been disconnected from dreams, or you've been having dreams that maybe you wake up feeling a certain sort of way about them, okay? There's something about helping your child self feel safe. Because it's the guide when you go back into the realm of consciousness, okay? It's your child self that really knows how to navigate that space, because that's the space that's more natural to them. Think about the power of imagination when we were children and how much we were told that, like, that's not valuable information. That's something you made up. That's make-believe, right? Make-believe is so powerful. Make-believe is a wonderful gateway to the realm of consciousness, right? Allowing yourself, okay, what is it? I never get the quote right. Maybe it's Nietzsche. There's somebody that's got this quote that's like, true wisdom is approaching a task, any task, like a child at play. All right? Something scary happened that made your inner child run away. Talk to them. Listen to them. Hold them. Figure out what it really is, and this might require you to do a little bit of timeline healing. Look back, what are other points on your timeline where you felt similar emotions? What was going on then? What was the narrative that you were telling yourself about it at the time? And how is this similar to that, and how can we shift the narrative? We have abundance and patience. Don't worry, okay? If you are feeling a sense of loss, I hope that I've helped you to pinpoint it to that it's your inner child that needs that attention, which is actually kind of ironic because, like, I'll be real with you guys. I can't afford actual therapy when I feel like I need it. So this weekend I engaged in reality TV therapy, which is basically watching strangers and sometimes celebrities go through therapy with a therapist that they can afford, right? So I was watching Ayanla Fix My Life, and she would keep reminding people, like people who are working out these like huge family issues, and be like, you know what, I know you're 36 right now and you're 52, but like the people that need to talk is your 7-year-old and your 10-year-old need to come out, right? That's who needs the healing. Some of you guys are like, I don't get, like, where does the healing need done? Because your adult self gets it, okay? But your child self needs spoken to at this time. Your child self needs to be held and healed and heard. And that's the key to finding your seal suit and getting back into the ocean. You got to realize that, like, it's okay. He's like, it's not an adult size suit. It's a child's seal costume that you need to, that's how you fit into that. You really get to leave behind a lot of the emperor energy and the hierophant energy and the like rules. I don't know why rules are like the enemy today. Okay. Final card. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decks on the table, but that's how it happens, you guys. Look who's here. Are you serious? This is Archangel Raphael on the bottom of the deck, and he's just saying hi right now. This green very much associated with heart space energy, even though Raphael is definitely more of a mental than an emotional energy, okay? He's very much into healing. He says, I'm helping you heal physical challenge in yourself and others. You are a healer like me, all right? And then underneath that is Oceana, that space that we're trying. I really feel like that's what's going on. There is a need for healing of the inner child that is what is preventing you from being able to re-enter your moon space, to really be productive in your own moon space. Moon space is emotions, it's consciousness, it's meditation, it's dreams. It's all those places you are when you're not physically here. Look at this baby, I knew it. You have a gift for working with young people, and your divine purpose involves helping, teaching, or parenting children. You guys, this is just, for me, confirmation. Okay? I'm going to see if I can screenshot this. I did. Confirmation that that's what's needed right now. And Shanti, I am the angel of peace. Where else is peace? Where did I set it? Peace is on the bottom of my self care cards. Peace. Let's see what she has. Let's see what Shanti has to say to us. I am the angel of peace. I bring you new tranquility and a smoother road ahead. I think that just took 45 minutes to say, it's your inner child, baby. It's your inner child. Do you see how the nakedness comes out again? Okay? It represents a freedom from self-imposed restrictions and limitations, okay? Society hands you an outfit. It's like, here, you can't just run around naked, in the same way that it hands you an identity and rules. You can't just be your unfettered, unrestricted self in society. We can't handle that. Okay. You're going to be yourself. You're going to be yourself because you're learning to love that little child that was not allowed to be themselves, okay? Together, you guys will make it back into the ocean, all right? I love you. Thank you for being here.